I've really been thinking about this Gina and Travis thing, and I have a lot of things to say. I totally get her wanting to go it on her own with her own kids, her own money, her own life, her own projects, whatever. Like, she's feeling more empowered than she probably ever has in her life, and probably feeling more confident in herself than she ever has in her life. And there may be some part of her that just wants to see that through, rather than, she knows she went from relationship to relationship and she needed Travis, and she may know on some level that she needs to do something else for herself. Now, I'm sure she also worries that that sounds selfish. And so she does throw out a lot of reasons for why she's doing this with Travis, but, you know, I don't think she needs to worry about being selfish. She changed her mind. This is what she wants to do. Like, it's fine. I'm guessing lots of people think it's the right thing to do for her to stay with him while he's now sorting things out in his life, but they were doing that together. Like, they came together when they were both struggling, and they supported each other. And there was no contract about, like, if I'm with you during this time, then I'll be with you during this time. Like, there was nothing like that. And they shift, they evolve, and this is where they are. He stuck by her when she needed him, and nobody forced him to do that. That was of his own accord. So, you know, Gina is someone who has managed to get along with her ex despite everything. And even we saw her on camera at least get along with his new person. I've just always respected that because that makes such a better environment for the kids, and I think that was on purpose to just help them all function better, and I really respect that. Now, she may not have a lot of patience for Travis, who seems to be having a very difficult time with his ex and the boundaries there, and I'm not sure if it's like he's not holding boundaries, if it's just that the ex is just really crossing boundaries all the time, and you know, like, there's hardly anything you can do about it at this point. You know, I'm not sure. And look, I've had all kinds of patients who are in the middle of getting divorced or just got divorced. It is incredibly difficult when you have kids, especially if there's one person who's just, and there often is, there's often the one person who's gonna seek out making your life as difficult as possible every step of the way. They don't care about how the kids will be affected by that. They're fine to use the kids in that way. And so in this particular case, if I were to guess, it seems like Travis's ex is that person who just wants to make life difficult and wants to provoke, and probably doesn't seem to care as much about how that would affect the kids and their life and their just life as a whole. For Travis and his boundaries, I don't know what his boundary issue is again, you know, but like, I know that he's successfully gotten a protective order on his ex, and she has violated that. She probably violates whatever agreement they have about the kids all the time, like times they're doing this schedule, paying for this, whatever. And you know, if I were to guess based on what I've seen in my practice, she'll accuse him of doing a lot of things, and mostly unfounded, or sometimes he's reacting to something she's done, and like, it just gets so messy and so crazy making. And I'm sure that has rubbed off on Gina in some way, where it's crazy making. And if Travis is being rattled by this ex, Gina's gonna be rattled. Her kids are gonna be rattled. It probably changes their schedule, changes whatever they can do, changes the freedom they have. And it's infuriating because it's this one person you just can't get rid of because you have kids with him. You can't block them. They might be harassing you over text, you know, constantly. You can't really block them necessarily, because what if you need to know about the kids? It's an emergency, it's this or this, you know. By the way, if anyone has good tips on that, I'd love to hear them, because I would love to pass them on to my patients. I mean, I have patients, it's hard to get a protective order, and I have patients who pretty much will have to be hurt again and again and again by the partner and have recorded proof of it in order to get a protective order. So the fact that Travis got protective orders on his ex says something, not sure what, but I think it says something about the difficulty there. So if I'm Gina, I'm getting frustrated, I'm getting impatient, I'm getting so tired of dealing with this shit. And it probably builds resentment toward Travis because he's at the helm, you know, like, is he handling it right? Is he doing as much as he could? You know, like, even though she might know that he is, and she might know how difficult the ex is, she might still be resentful of him and like think he's not doing enough. So it's probably affecting her everyday life, and she doesn't want it anymore. And I'd love to know more about what he is and isn't doing as far as his boundaries, though. You know, like, is there something he could be doing? So I don't know what this video is really about, but those are my thoughts.